Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So I want somebody to explain it to me, because the brother on the screen is also confused. We are confusion. So I want somebody to make it make sense. We're gonna let the video play, and we're gonna see if you in the audience can y'all make it make sense. Let's go.
What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
And there were a lot of people flocking to a Southfield Target today, buying all the Black-owned products that they could get their hands on. Long lines stretching across the store. Shoppers lined up for their adding of support.
Yeah, Black churches across the nation are organizing this effort after Target rolled back on diversity, equity, and inclusion policies last month. Fox 2's Camila Mary has that story.
We ain't walking. We ain't staying out in the cold. We just going in the shop, and we're going to shop Black today.
Hundreds shopping Black at the Target store in Southfield Sunday afternoon. Long lines at checkout, sending a strong message about the power people have when they come together with a common goal.
We take this opportunity as a galvanizing moment and as an organizing moment. We want access and we want opportunity. This is our time, and we're going to fight it, and we're going to fight it until justice comes.
Fox 2 has reached out to Target for a response. We are still waiting to hear back.
What the fuck are we doing, man? What are we doing? Like, I'm just really trying to find even where to start with this.
And I feel him. I'm gonna pause it. We're gonna keep going. But I feel him on this. Because what? Because where do we start? I thought y'all was boycotting. That's not a boycott. So when did the definition of boycott become shopping spree? But y'all was mad at Tabitha Brown when she said boycott what? Y'all got mad at Tabitha, said she was a sellout. Talked about that woman. That woman ain't did nothing to nobody. She just be making her money and smiling. That's all she be doing. That's all Tabitha do. I have not heard one scandal. Okay? All that woman do, when she got on the internet, it got big, she handled it. Okay? She's making money. All right? She's got products. She's got things that she sell, a line of her products, and it's all gravy. A whole brand, an empire being built. And she tried to get on here and say the lady that owned the lip bar got on the internet, and they were like, we cannot just uproot our stuff out of Target basically because y'all are having a temper tantrum. And they were nice about it. They didn't say that, but they were really nice about it. But that's what they were saying. Because the Black neighborhood is having a temper tantrum about DEI, which the stats prove that it was not for Black people to get benefit from in the first place, that they were not just going to grenade their businesses for a temper tantrum that's going to last all of a couple of weeks, only for you guys to get together and go on a shopping spree at Target, talking about we shopping Black, but you still shopping at Target, are you not? And listen, you should have never said you was going to do a boycott. We told y'all that was stupid in the first place. And then it ain't no organization we as Black people, we don't never have a singular set of goals and values and things that we align with so that we can move in the same direction and get some goals accomplished. We don't never have that. We always here and there sporadic, this group over here going this way, that group over there about to do this group over here don't agree, that group over there took it too far, and all of this other type of stuff. And then all that it ends up is a bunch of mass confusion and stupidity and infighting and arguing about how, quote unquote, we're not on code when there is no code set. We're going to let the brother continue.
Because for me personally, I feel that when we talk about our people and different tactics that some people utilize to fight back against injustice, and a lot of times these tactics are old and outdated, but just out of respect, I just try to stay in my own lane, and worry about what's in front of us, and the real task at hands in our communities, in our neighborhoods.
I'm probably not going to come back to him, but this is what I'll say to what he just said. In a way, some of these tactics are outdated and need the way that we need to do things do need to be upgraded. I agree with that. But the main problem with it isn't always just the tactics themselves, but the level of disorganization. When we were doing boycotts and things of that nature back in the day, when our ancestors was doing that, our grandparents and stuff was doing that stuff, they came together to talk about what they were going to do, why they were going to do it, what was the outcome that they were looking for, and this was the best way to go about achieving this outcome. Famously, everybody points to the bus boycott. Okay. So, but it worked. It took like a year, more than a year, for it to work. But eventually, they got what they were trying to achieve because they were unified in the goal and in the methodology of how to achieve the goal. That is why our grandparents and our ancestors were able to get things achieved, because even though they didn't have as much money as we have today and things of that nature, and were restricted in their resources and their mobility, they were still organized, and they could come together to actually do something as a unit. Even if everybody didn't agree, it was like, you have to be quiet though about your disagreement. Like, you can't disrupt what we're doing just because you don't like it. Sit on the sideline then. You sit on the side. We're gonna go do this. You just make sure you don't disrupt us. Like, you don't throw no monkey wrench in what we doing. But today we gonna throw a monkey wrench because we don't have any kind of cohesiveness, and we don't like cohesiveness either. The reason that we don't have cohesiveness is because we don't like it. It's not because we're unable to have it. We're able to have it. We're able to have a cohesive mindset. We're able to have a cohesive set of values. We're able to have a cohesive, thought on how we're going to conduct ourselves, a cohesive culture, things of that nature. We can have that. But Black people are stupid and lazy. And I'm just going to say it. And I hate to say that about my people. I hate to say that about us. But we do not like too much order. We don't like too much order. We don't like it because too much order means too much work. And a lot of that work is internal. A lot of that work calls for the sacrifice of things that you want immediately. Too much of order calls for you to have delayed gratification on things. And we don't like that. We don't like that. We don't like anything that makes us have to step it up. And I've said this before. We wouldn't know what to do if everything was as equal and we didn't have any barrier at all, not systemic racism, we would just go into dust because we wouldn't know what to do with ourselves. Without that victimhood, we wouldn't know. We would not know. Even the things that come along to save us, that have every answer that we're looking for, we will shun it because it makes us work. It makes us think. It makes us control ourselves. It deprives us of just moving on a whim. Can't move on a whim. Can't move on a whim. You can't just do what you want to do. You can't just do what you want to do. If you want to move forward and you want all of this prosperity and all, you cannot do what you want to do. There is a formula for everything. There's a formula for everything. And Black people don't like no formula. We like to get outcomes, but at the same time, bypass all the steps that it takes to get to a particular outcome. We want to be rich, but we don't want to do none of the steps. You want to be smart, but you don't want to do none of the studying. You know what I mean? And those of us who recognize that that's just not what life is, we're actually the outcasts. We're the outcasts. And it's shameful. This is why we don't get nowhere. Our ancestors would roll over in their graves if they knew that they died for all the stuff they died for, just to have a people that was worse off than them mentally, spiritually. We don't have spiritual connections at all. And those of us who do, we're still the outcast. Then if you have any type of spiritual connection and you trying to actually do, like if you're a Christian and you actually trying to do it, you a Muslim and you actually trying to do it, you're the outcast. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.